Hey guys, Lego Freak here, and I got a lot to update you guys on because some stuff's been happening recently. So, number one, I've learned to edit my own videos now. So, I'm probably going to start uploading twice a week instead of once a week. Yeah, again, I don't know when that'll start. Maybe this week, I don't know. But, yeah, so that'll be awesome. Second, I'm wearing my shirt of awesomeness. Gives me abs. Yeah, that's always nice. But, yeah, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. It's still a Lego minifigure tutorial, but it's on a bit of a different figure, just to see what you guys like. So, yeah, let's get into it. I can never stop this gosh dang camera. Alright, and the figure for today is not actually a superhero. Well, he might as well be. This is Snake Eyes from the movie G.I. Joe Retaliation. And if you haven't seen that movie, I would recommend it. It's a really good movie. I was just kind of, I don't know, I was kind of bored of just making superheroes and working on my other customs. So I decided to just take a break and make something a little bit unique. And I love the movie G.I. Joe Retaliation, and this is definitely my favorite character in the movie. So I decided, well, why not, you know? So yeah. Now, I was kind of contemplating whether or not I should make the rest of them. You guys can let me know in the comments below if you want to see the rest of the characters from G.I. Joe Retaliation. And again, I say, you know, G.I. Joe Retaliation because I didn't see the first G.I. Joe movie. So, yeah, but as you can see, lots of details on this figure. I like the way it turned out. You know, I was really happy with that. You know, there's some sculpting on there, obviously, and a lot of fun things to paint, as well as just, you know, some unique things. So, yeah, I just decided, you know, let's do something a little bit different today, and I can go ahead and show you guys how to make this guy. Kind of stumbled over my words there, but yeah. So, let's get into it. All right, and so the paint that I use for this figure are silver paint, red paint. You want a kind of brighter red, so nothing too dark. Now, gloss black paint and flat black paint, and I'll explain that in a little bit, but I did use gloss and flat black, and yes, there is a difference. And of course, gray paint as well, a paintbrush, and a thumbtack as always for details. So yeah, let's get into the pieces that I used. Alright, and the pieces that I used was, well, pretty much what you see right there. Just pretty much black legs, black body, black head, black arms, and hands. And, of course, also the details, the Lego katana, and this is a gun I got from Brick Arms, which is a wonderful site, and if you haven't checked it out, you probably should. They sell a really cool Lego guns like this one here. So yeah, those are the accessories, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the pieces. So yeah, let's get into the actual tutorial. Alright, now I didn't mention this before, but you are going to want, at least if you want to make it like this, you're going to want some clay, because I did sculpt on his shoulder pads as well as I sculpted his helmet. Yeah, if you don't have clay, that's alright. I would recommend getting clay that you don't have to bake. Air dry clay is best for me, but whatever you guys like to use, go ahead and use that. But yeah, that's how I made the helmet and shoulder pads. So pretty much what I did with the helmet was I kind of just sculpted the basic shape of it, giving it a little bit more of a chin, as you can see there, because Lego guys don't really have much of a chin. So I decided, you know, to kind of sculpt the helmet instead of just doing his bare head, and I think it looks pretty good. Now you could use a helmet and a visor and just paint it, but I tried that, but it just didn't look right to me. I wanted it to be a little bit more accurate. So then basically I just kind of I used a thumbtack, and pretty much I pretty much traced the line of where the visor would be, and I did these two lines as well, one here and one over here, which is accurate to the film. And then pretty much I just kind of traced in the three lines into his visor there. Yeah, now as far as painting goes, and again, this was just a black Lego head originally, but as far as painting goes, I did mention flat black and gloss black at the beginning of the video, and the reason for that is that obviously you can see right here on the helmet they're different. the helmet is painted with flat black, whereas the visor is painted with gloss black. And while they're both still black, they do look different in color, which is nice, you know, because in the film, if you look at the picture, which I'll put right there, the visor is not as light as the helmet is. There is quite a difference there. So yeah, I decided to do that, which is why I have both flat and gloss black. Now, as far as the and the chest too, I also did sculpt a little bit on the chest. So for the shoulder pads, pretty much what I did for them, as far as sculpting goes, was just to make a little ball and then press it on his shoulder, and then just, you know, I kind of just what's the word? Finagled it, I guess. I just kind of made it into the shape that it is in the pictures that I had, as well as for the other shoulder. And again, they were white originally. So yeah, then I just let those dry. Now for the chest, you don't really need to sculpt on the chest, but I decided to do it anyway just because I wanted it to bulk out a bit more. You can see that there. It's actually bulked out a little bit more, and I think it looks nice. It looks better in person, most certainly. But yeah, pretty much, again, what I did for that was I just kind of made the basic shape of his chest. Actually, I just kind of made a square up here. It was just pretty much kind of a rectangle, actually. Up here, and then it just kind of trimmed away the sides right here to kind of form the pectoral shape that he has, because if you look in the picture, his chest is bulked out a bit more than the rest of him, so I wanted to actually incorporate that. So yeah, now as far as painting goes, painting was really fun to do. I love doing small details, even though it is time consuming. I really like doing it. So pretty much what I did was for the chest plate here, I have you can see right here a little gray L type shape right here, and then 2 silver dots in the middle of that, and of course the same on the other side. And then right here, actually I painted the line in the middle. I painted that gray just so that it stood out a bit more, and then of course I did this line here, which was just kind of following the basic shape of the pad there in gray, just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. Now on this shoulder, you'll notice he has the symbol, which he does have in the film. It's not painted too good, but I'm going to redo that. But anyways, this shoulder, I really couldn't find any pictures of this shoulder, so I don't think he has the symbol on this shoulder, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't actually find any pictures of this side of him. And so yeah, I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, there's also 2 silver dots here, and also 2 in the back here. Now if you're wondering about the sword holster, I'll get to that in a second. And same on the other shoulder, 2 silver dots, as well as back here, which are kind of like bolts. Anyways, moving on down the arm, you can see there's 2 dots here as well on his bicep. And then the wrists was different, and of course there's 2 dots on this bicep as well, but the wrists are actually different. So on this one he kind of has this, I don't know, wrist gauntlet thing with some gray lines. So pretty much what I did was I painted, now I painted the wrist in flat black, because the arm was gloss black, so this is flat. As you can see, there's a difference. Then I did a gray line around the top here, and then a gray line here, and a gray line here. And then I did 3 silver dots, which he has as well. And over here is quite a bit different. I painted the wrist flat black. Then I did the gray line around the top. Then I did 2 straps with gloss black. And then, of course, did the 3 silver dots here as well. So, yeah, they are a bit different, but still pretty good. So, yeah, now on the back here, pretty much what I did was I just took a piece of cardstock and rolled it up around the sword, and the sword fits nicely in there. Go ahead and show you that. So yeah, the sword just slides right in there, and because I like my minifigures to be able to hold it, and I'll explain the details on the sword in a second. But yeah, so there's just some cardstock. I painted 2 gray lines going down the back. I couldn't find many pictures of his back either, but yeah. And so yeah, then I just did a strap using flat black going down. I also did 2 gray dot type things right there just to give it a little bit more detail back there not too much detail in the back, just because, again, I couldn't find many pictures. Yeah. Now, moving back onto the front here, let me just kind of stand him up. So yeah, pretty much what I did then was I painted these 4 dots on his sides in gray. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I tried to make them look as similar to each other as possible. Now, before I did any of this actually on the body, I painted the whole body in flat black, or not flat black, I'm sorry, gloss black. And I'll explain why that's important in a second. But yeah, then I did, of course, 2 gray pads under here as well, as accurate to the film, with 2 silver dots. And I outlined that in gloss black as well. Now, down here, I painted this bottom section flat black, and you can see the difference there. There's the gloss black, and there is the flat black. So that is why it's important to have both, is just because you can see the difference there. And again, if you look at the picture, it is different there. So yeah, now also here I did some lines with some gloss black, as well as 2 little gray clips, which he does have as well, which aren't too detailed, but yeah. So just, let's see, there's 3 lines here, 1 line, 2, and 3, with the gloss black, and of course 1 going down each side as well. And if you haven't checked out my in-depth painting tutorial, it'll kind of give you an idea of how I did these lines, so that might help out a little bit. So if you haven't seen that, I would recommend it. Now, on his belt, I painted the belt flat black. I did 2 squares here and here in gloss black, and then 2 silver dots with a little square in gloss black as well. Now, there's not much detail on his legs. There's just some gray knee pads, which is pretty much just a square with 4 black dots in it. And you can't really see it very well. Let me kind of tip it up. There we go. You can see I used flat black to paint some straps, which do go all the way around the figure here, just to give it some extra detail. Now, also, something that I did was, one second, right there you can see a gun holster, which is pretty much just the shape of a gun, this bottom part in gray and this top part in flat black. The reason I did the top part in flat black is because this is the actual gun sticking out, whereas this is the part that holds it. So yeah. And on this side, and of course this is accurate to the film as well, he has a knife holder. Now, this is a weird knife holder, because if you look in the picture that I had, the knife, it wasn't down here on his leg where most knife holsters are. It was like right here. But if I painted it there, it would just come right off with when the arm moved. So I painted it a little bit lower, and yeah, just pretty much painted the basic outline of a knife and did some black lining in there just to give it some added detail onto the actual knife holster. So yeah, that is accurate as well. He does have a knife here and a gun on the other side in the pictures. So yeah, let's see, that about does it. Oh wait, the sword details. Haha, I almost forgot. So yeah, I painted the hilt, or the, what do you call it? This thing around here black, and as well as I filled in these lines with black. So yeah, the little lines around the handle there, and it's really cool because when he grabs the sword, the paint does not actually come off, which is really nice because there's actually like grooves in the hilts that allow you to do that. So that was a little cool detail. Now, he does in the film have this symbol, I have no idea what it's called, but this symbol on the sword, which I did paint, but unfortunately it did come off, so I will repaint that. But yeah, so that about does it for the figure. Now, if you're curious about the gun, basically I just painted some silver on it and some gray. As you can see, I didn't really do too much to it, but yeah, pretty much there was a bunch of like little dots on the gun, and so I just kind of put silver on them to make them stand out a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and give him his weapon now. So yeah, that about does it for this character from G.I. Joe Retaliation. Again, if you haven't seen that movie, I would recommend it. It's a good movie. I like it a lot. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap up this video. Alright, well that about does it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe. Always looking for, you know, some new subscribers. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment below. Also, let me know below in the comments if you want to see more characters that aren't superheroes. I will still work on all the superhero stuff, don't worry about that. But do you want to see me do any characters from video games or anything like that, like Assassin's Creed or something like that? If you want to see any of those, let me know in the comments, and I may or may not do them. But still let me know because, basically suggest something. If I like it, I'll do it. Yeah, if you want to see the rest of the G.I. Joe characters, make sure to let me know as well. Yeah, so any other questions, just leave them down there. And, yeah, this has been Lego Freak. Peace. I can't stop the camera! I suck.